Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Kaguya-Sama Love is War Ultra Romantic. Last time around, the student council wants to move forward. Basically, it was parent-teacher conferences for, not everyone, but for our specific upper class, I guess. So basically, Ishigami's parents and Miko's parents were not there. But also, technically, Kaguya's parent was not there. I guess both parents weren't there, but one's dead, one's a jerk, so, yeah. But Hayasaka's mom showed up, and we totally didn't develop a crush on her as much as we do Hayasaka, so that's good, totally. And also, Papa Shirogane showed up, so Mama Hayasaka and Papa Shirogane both basically filled in for Kaguya's parents, which was funny. And then we learned that after high school, Shirogane, the president, wants to study abroad at Stanford, actually. So now we have a deadline. He must get Kaguya to confess to him before the festival, or else he will confess to her, basically. So yeah, that leads us into Miyuki Shirogane wants to make her confess, part 2 and part 3. Basically, Shirogane tried asking her out on a date, but Kaguya just didn't expect it in the slightest, so she accidentally turned him down, and then tried to ask him out, and it was a whole hullabaloo. And also, Shirogane wanted to get criticisms, basically. Wanted to hear what are his flaws that he can improve, and both Miko and Fujiwara were very, very willing to criticize, but Kaguya basically was like, no, you're good. No notes. So, yeah. And that's pretty much where we left off. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Kaguya-Sama Love is War Ultra Romantic. Here we go. Alright, so what I was thinking was, well, he's been doing this on the terrible balloons, on dysfunctional, non-usable material. So, once he gets the good stuff, the stuff you're actually supposed to use, then he'll be a master, which is exactly what happened with Eren Yeager. I'm going to talk about a positive about Attack on Titan for once, because it's so friggin' early on. It was back before the dark times. But anyway, but that was the thing with Eren Yeager when they were training for using the ODM gear, is that Eren was terrible, and he got help from Reina, and then he was able to do it for a bit, but he fell over again. And when they looked, they were like, wait a minute, you have a malfunctioning belt. And so they got him the proper equipment, and suddenly, he was using all his skills, and with proper equipment, he was amazing. And maybe that would have worked if this was any person except Miyuki Shirogane. The man that can do everything and yet nothing at the same time. But, give him credit, he will try. He will always attempt and give it his best, so. Alrighty, so we're preparing for the festival. We're preparing for the great festival. Miko wants a bonfire. Meanwhile, Ishigami is roasting nerds. That's pretty good. That's an interesting thing. I do like, there's like all of these, they're specifically nerds too. They're nerds with the glasses and the, yeah. And they're like, oh, here's my suggestion, hot girl. And then he just casually is like, yeah, but actually it's this thing, hot girl. And, he gets all the praise from Miss Hot Pants, so. And it's not just him, it's not just the nerds, even the girls are going after her. So, although those girls seem to be simps for everyone except Yakuza Girl. I don't remember her name, so I'm going to unfortunately call her Yakuza Girl. Even though, obviously, if you called her that, she would probably kick your ass. So, kind of like her, though. I kind of like her. I think we've talked about this before. Like, sometimes you'll get a voice actor and it's just like, that's an interesting choice. Like, I think Kay was the other one where I was just like, huh, that's not the voice you would expect, but I like it. And it's the same thing with Yakuza Girl. It's like, oh, I would not have expected this voice. I would not have expected her to be the daughter of a Yakuza boss, so, this is fine. Seems fine, so, but yeah, but I like her, so, I like her voice. Anywho. But yeah, so Miko wants a bonfire, which is interesting, which I like that while she didn't accept help from Ishigami is the reason that she was able to keep going, you know? Because while she was, like, losing it, she's like, oh no, you know, this isn't gonna work, I'm losing their support and everything, and she's just reliving, like, trauma, basically. You know, Ishigami, like, it's the thing of, like, she will overcome anything if it means not accepting help from Ishigami, you know? So as soon as he says that, like, I can help you if you want, she's like, no, and fuck all of you people too. And she goes and she does it. Is great. And I like how it's like, yeah, actually all the old people in the neighborhood, they actually like her because she's good. They see her around doing good deeds, you know, and they like that she's part of the group that disciplines the youths. So, yeah, she's a good girl. She's such a good girl. So, she's a little crazy, but what character in this show isn't crazy? That's a good question. I mean, I guess hot girl, that doesn't narrow it down, but you know what I mean. Ishigami's crush. I gotta learn these names, man. She's not really crazy. I guess Kashiwagi's not that crazy. Or Kashiwagi's boyfriend, who had a name, but I don't remember what they said, so. Anyway. I guess Papa Shinomiya isn't crazy, but we've only seen him for all of 1 second, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so, but yeah, Miko is getting that bonfire. I shouldn't be doing this. That's a bad, like, let's do this. Let's do the karate chop. She's getting things done. There we go. Sorry, I shouldn't. You gotta be careful. She's a very young girl. You know, she's a very young woman. But anyway, but now she has friends. Especially blonde girl who was kind of like her biggest opposition. You know, it was like, oh, here comes Miko Iino putting everyone down again. It's just like, you gotta get past that. And they got past that with the bonfire. Even though she was also kind of opposed to it too. It's like, no, we just can't do it. It's like, once Miko went in and started doing it, she was like, oh, okay, I mean, look, I wasn't opposed to a bonfire. It just didn't, you know, it's just, we didn't think it would work out, you know? We had the interviews. I like when they interviewed Kaguya about the archery. And it's interesting. It's like, I mean, okay, so it's an interesting thing of, you know, since joining high school, she has never been a part of a tournament. Now, they give the explanation here where they give the explanation for now. It's like, well, the next archery tournament takes place, you know, basically Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. Or, you know, December 24th, 25th, 26th. But that's Christmas. Christmas is a couple's holiday, so she wants to spend that with Shirogane, you know? She wouldn't want to be stuck in an archery tournament when she could be with Shirogane. So, it's like, they answer that now, but she wasn't always looking at Shirogane like that, you know? So it's like, why is it that she hasn't been in any tournament since she's been in high school? Let's say that's, you know, high school in America is 4 years, but I don't know, it might be 3 years in Japan. So it's like, you know, but why that? I don't know. I need to put my glasses on because I can't see right now. There we go. Like, everything went way too fuzzy. I mean, like, I can see things, but I can't read anything. I can't even see my face on the camera, so there we go. That's why you wear the glasses. So, or you get contacts or LASIKs. if you're into that. I'm not. I cannot imagine trying to put shit in my eye. Man, I just don't want to get eye surgery. Nah, it's just fucking. I'll just wear glasses. It's easier. So, anywho. So that was interesting. And I like their theory of why she doesn't join the tournaments is because, she is too good. She is a goddess. She cannot bear to, destroy the mortals so much, So, and then the balloons, the balloon thing, which is all right, here comes another Fujiwara has to teach Shirogane how to do something. But I like that. First off, she doesn't want to do it. I like the whole thing with Kashiwagi, where it's just why would you tell that to a growing child? Now he'll just take the path of least resistance, which, that's me. I'm just going to be honest with you, that's me. I would just look at this. I mean, it's a thing of, I would look at it and be, okay, see, when I guess when I was about Shirogane's age, 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, I was a teenager, and I was watching Game Grumps, and there was a point where Danny brought up something that his teacher had told him. It's called the fuck it adjustment, and the fuck it adjustment is simply fuck it. That's it. And quite honestly, that is something I want to say that I don't always do that, but at the same time, that has probably influenced me a great deal. So if I had, popped 4 or 5 balloons in a row trying to do this, I would have looked at this and just been you know what? Fuck it. Someone else can take over. I would look at Fujiwara and be Fujiwara, can you please take over? I will help you with whatever you need, but please, someone for the love of God take over for me, because I can't do this, So, I suppose I am the path of least resistance. I am also not Miyuki Shirogane, as you can probably tell, As you can probably tell. I know my hair used to be lighter and thicker, maybe like Shirogane's, but I am not Miyuki Shirogane. If I ever write an autobiography, that's going to be the title. For no reason. Nobody's going to get that. I'm just going to call it, I am not Miyuki Shirogane. With no context. So, but the whole thing of, they'll take the path of least resistance. But I like that whole thing of it's oh, well then why don't you teach him? Because you're so better at raising children than me. And it's it's stupid. You have much better motherly instincts, and I do like how Fujiwara just kind of says oh, you don't know how to raise kids, but you certainly do the thing that makes the kids. Jiminy. So that was funny, and I like that talk with Shinomiya about even though you suck at this, but you put in the effort, and it's that's not useless, It's not useless. You do your damnedest, and that is an amazing thing. That's a lovely thing about you. And then it seems a ray of hope. He was using old ones. He can use new ones that are, strong and sturdy and won't pop. And then they popped immediately, and I was okay, fucking, alright. Oh well. But yeah, good stuff. We have a festival coming up, which the festival is what, the festival, isn't that what he said? If Kaguya has not, confessed to me by then, I will confess to her. So, we're kind of coming up on that. I kind of thought that would be, the end of the season. But, I don't know, we seem to be coming up on that rather quickly. It might be next episode. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Kaguya-Sama reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.